Welcome to the workshop. Today's training is the ultimate guide to indoor fun. 33 engaging activities for adults and kids. Let's get started. There are times when, for whatever reason, you need to stay indoors. Maybe it's cold outside, maybe you're sick, or maybe you're quarantined like much of the world during the corona outbreak of 2020. When you're stuck inside for an extended period of time, you start to go a little stir crazy. You can only watch so much Netflix. You get bored. Your kids get bored. You need something to break up the monotony. In this workshop, we're going to give you loads of ideas of things you can do indoors. First, we're going to provide ideas for adults. Then we will provide ideas for families. The goal is to eradicate boredom. Ready? Let's get started. Fun activities for adults. First, let's talk about fun indoor things that adults can do. Children can do some of these activities as well, but our focus here is on adults. Let's start with reading a great book. Let's start with an obvious one. Read a book, but don't just read any book. Read an absolutely fantastic book. How can you know which books are great? Thankfully, you don't have to randomly hunt through shelves at the library. Amazon has a list of hundreds of books to read in a lifetime. It includes classics like The Great Expectations, as well as modern hits like Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. No matter what your taste, there's a book for you. If you don't want to go to the library or order a hard copy, here are some ways to explore great books. Grab a book, make a cup of coffee or tea, and settle in for a nice, long read. Create your own film festival. Scrolling through Netflix can be overwhelming at times. There are just so many options. What should you choose? Instead of endlessly wading through mountains of shows and movies, why not create your own film festival? What should you watch during this film festival? It's up to you. There are many applications listed here. Once you've chosen the movies for your film festival, make some popcorn, kill the lights, and relax. Take an online course. The internet has fundamentally changed the way we learn. We are no longer limited to the classroom. Now we can take courses in the comfort of our own homes, and there really are an abundance of choices. Check out these websites where you can take online courses. Some of these courses have many sessions, while others can be completed relatively quickly. No matter what you're interested in, there's an online class for you. Plan a trip. Take advantage of your indoor time by planning a fun trip. Planning a trip takes your mind off the current situation and gives you something to look forward to when you finally go back outside. Where should you go? It depends on what you want to do during your trip. There are some great tools that can help you plan your trip. The My Maps section of Google Maps allows you to place pins on specific locations that you'll be visiting. Then you can pull those locations into Google Maps smartphone application to get the directions from place to place. The Google Trips app scans your inbox for things like hotel reservations, car rentals, and itineraries. It then pulls all that information into a central location and creates an itinerary. The Lonely Planet app has guides to thousands of cities which provide tips and advice from experts. These guides are incredibly useful when exploring cities around the world. If you want to explore the world digitally, it's hard to beat Google Earth. Using incredibly detailed satellite imagery, you can get a detailed look at millions of locations around the world, including places like the Taj Mahal, Eiffel Tower, and Rome. Take a virtual field trip. The internet has made it easy. Take a virtual field trip. The internet has made it possible to experience an incredible number of things from the comfort of your home. And while virtual reality can never replace actual reality, it sure is nice to have it. If you're stuck at home, consider taking a virtual field trip. You have an incredible number of options. You can start with any of these shown, or you can start on our Living Coast to Coast YouTube channel. Connect with family and friends. It's easy to lose touch with family and friends. Why not use your time in isolation to catch up with your loved ones? You can call them on the phone or use something like FaceTime, where there are lots of other options as well. Here are some tools for connecting. Practice meditation. Meditation is an effective way to calm your mind and relax your body. Instead of focusing on the future or the past, you focus entirely on the present. Through meditation, you can learn to let go of troublesome thoughts and patterns and control your mind. There are a number of physical health benefits from meditation, including less anxiety, stronger emotional health, lengthened attention span, deeper sleep, and more. If you need help with meditation, try one of these apps. Keep a gratitude journal. When you're stuck inside, it's hard to be grateful. You feel like you're missing out on so many things. You have an ever-growing list of things that bother you. You just want things to change. Practicing gratitude can have a significant effect on your levels of well-being. Research suggests that being grateful increases your positive emotions, decreases loneliness, creates more happiness, and even strengthens your immune system. A gratitude journal is a simple way to regularly remember what you're grateful for. You don't need to spend a lot of time on your journal. Just come up with a few things each day that you're thankful for. This can include even the smallest things like a cup of coffee, a movie you enjoyed, your health, or a conversation with a friend. Get some exercise. Few things are more important than exercise. It uplifts your mood, strengthens your body, and gives you mental clarity. If you're starting to feel a bit cooped up and claustrophobic, working out is a wonderful way to break the monotony. And you don't need to go outside to exercise, although that certainly is an option. There are numerous tools to help you work out in the comfort of your own home. Consider using some of these exercise apps. Watch a TED Talk. TED is a nonprofit organization, and a TED Talk is a short, powerful talk about specific subjects. All the talks are less than 18 minutes and are given by experts. They cover all the manners of subjects, from technology to medicine to business to relationships. They're incredibly insightful and worth your time. Some talks that you might be interested in: declutter your closets. Decluttering is one of the things that most people put off indefinitely. After all, it is not one of the most fun things to do. But once it's done, it makes you feel really good. When you see everything nice and organized, it gives you a sense of peaceful satisfaction. You could use the Marie Kondo approach to decluttering, in which you look at each item and determine if it brings you joy. If it doesn't, you get rid of it. However, this approach tends to be a bit more extreme for some people. Try out these other ideas too. Here are a few simple rules to help you easily declutter your closets. Once you've identified the items you don't need, you can give them away, sell them, donate them, or just toss them out. Take a nap. If you're stuck inside, take advantage of that time by napping. Napping has a number of scientifically proven health benefits. According to sleep researchers, nap can increase stamina, reduce risk of heart attack, improve alertness, boost creativity, and enhance your sex life. When it comes to napping, you can take the traditional lengthy nap or a power nap, which is about 20 to 30 minutes. Recently, many people are starting doing caffeine naps. The concept is simple. Drink a cup of coffee and then immediately take a 20-minute nap. When you awake, the caffeine will just be starting to affect you. The nap and the coffee combined will leave you feeling doubly alert. Explore Reddit. Reddit is an enormous collection of forums of millions of different subjects. Each forum is called a subreddit and addresses a different subject. You can be sure there is a subreddit for whatever subject you are interested in. Here are some subreddits you may want to check out. Learn to play an instrument. If you're cooped up with nowhere else to go, make the best of the time by learning to play an instrument. You have extended time to practice, after all. And once you learn an instrument, you can enjoy playing it for the rest of your life. When it comes to learning to play, you have several options. You can learn the old-fashioned way by ordering a book and slowly making your way through it, or you can take advantage of apps and courses that are available online. Here are some ways to learn an instrument online. Take up a new hobby. Is there something you've always wanted to do but never had the time? Well, now you have time to make it happen. Explore your interest and begin a new hobby. It doesn't have to be a productive or serve some special bigger purpose. Move toward whatever attracts your attention. Find some things that make you happy and start doing it. Now we move on to fun activities for families. Let's talk about the entire family. It's tough being cooped up as a family. Everyone gets bored and squabbles break out. These activities can lessen the boredom and keep everyone in good spirits. Let's play a game. Nothing brings a family together and kills boredom like a fun game. Everyone gets a good laugh and forgets they are stuck inside. Here's some classic family games that you can play. If you want to do something different, do a quick Google search on family games. You'll find hundreds, if not thousands, of fun games. Read a book together. If you're stuck inside, take that time to introduce your kids to wonderful books. This may be the time when your kids learn to love reading. What books should you read? Consider these. If you need more ideas, Time Magazine put together a list of the 100 best children's books of all time and the 100 best young adult books of all time. Clean and declutter. Decluttering and organizing is one of those things that usually gets pushed to the back burner for families. Take advantage of your time indoors to get your house back in order. You can make it fun for your kids by offering them a reward, like ice cream, once they're done. You can also use this time to help your children understand the relative importance of possessions. In other words, help them to see that you do not need to keep collecting more and more things. Donating items will highlight the importance of generosity. Build a fort. Build an indoor fort is a great way to spark your child's imagination. Gather together cushions, blankets, and chairs. Create a structure in which you and your children can hide. Get creative and come up with a name for the fort and a password for entrance. If you want to spark things up, you can have a battle with Nerf guns or balled up socks. Everyone will be laughing when it's over. Learn how to code. Apps, video games, websites, computer programs are all created with a series of instructions called code. The computer or device is able to understand these instructions and translate them into things on the screen. There are a number of programs designed specifically to help kids and young adults learn the basics of coding. Through these programs, kids learn how to create basic games, websites, and more, and it's a great learning experience. You can check out these sites. Speaking of coding, you can create a family website. Creating a website used to be difficult, tedious, and it required a lot of specialized knowledge. Thankfully, that is no longer the case. There are numerous drag and drop builders that allow you to create a site using nothing more than the mouse and a keyboard. Pull your kids together and create a family website, upload pictures of every family member, and create fun bios that highlight each person's unique strengths. Create a favorites page where each person lists their favorite things. If you have any family videos, you can upload those as well. And here are some of those website builders. You can make a movie. It's never been easier to make a simple movie. With just a smartphone, you can film, edit, and even publish a simple movie. Use your time indoors to make a fun movie with your family. You can either come up with your own story or recreate a classic movie. Once you're finished filming, try out one of these apps to edit your film. And when you're done, upload it to Google Drive, Dropbox, or YouTube and share it with your family and friends. Oh, that's fun. Have a dance party. Dancing is a great way to have fun and get exercise at the same time. Open up your favorite music app and create a playlist of your family's favorite songs. Then bring everyone together and crank up the music. To make things more interesting, give prizes for the most energetic dancer, the most creative dance, and more. If you want to mix things up, have your kids take a choreography class online. There are numerous choreography lessons available on YouTube. You can play indoor sports. Sometimes you need a little competition to spice things up. Indoor sports are fun, engaging, and help burn off energy. Here are a few sports to try. Paper ball shootout. Each person is given a stack of paper and a wastebasket. Within a certain time limit, they must roll paper into balls and shoot as many as they can into the wastebasket. The person who gets the most balls into the basket wins. Bowling. Get some empty water bottles and line them up in a hallway, so you can knock the most down with a small ball. If you need some extra weight in the bottles, add just a little bit of water. Figure vacuuming. Use a vacuum. Each person creates a design in the carpet. A judge decides whose design is most creative. Speed vacuuming. Cut up paper into small pieces and put those pieces onto the carpet. Each person must vacuum as many pieces as they can in a very short time. Whoever gets the most wins. Standing long jump. Create a line on the floor using a piece of tape. See how far each person can jump from the line. If your floor is soft, you can also do a running long jump. Make a sensory table. Did you ever put your hand in a bowl of eyeballs, peeled grapes, when you were a kid? Ugh, remember how weird it felt? You can give your kids a similar experience by creating a sensory table. It's really easy. Fill individual containers with textured items, like cold cooked pasta, raisins, steel wool, cotton balls, and a whole lot more. After this, put a blindfold on your child and have them put their hand in each bowl. Have them describe what they feel and also try to guess what it is. Write letters to loved ones. In our day of quick text messages and emails, a handwritten letter can be very special. Use your time indoors to write letters to loved ones. If your kids are too young to write them, have them draw pictures that can be sent. To spice things up, have your kids create custom stationery on which they'll write the letters. The stationery could include their names, pictures of things they like, and designs in the margins. You can play word games. Word games are a great way to entertain kids and help them learn at the same time. The more they play word games, the more their vocabulary will expand. Here's a great example of word games. Another fun word game for kids is Exquisite Corpse. I never heard of this one before, but here you go. One person writes a sentence on a piece of paper and then gives it to the next person, who writes a sentence related to the first one. Then they fold the paper so that the first sentence is not visible and pass the paper to the next. That person writes a sentence related to the previous one, folds the paper to where the next, the second one is covered, and so forth. And once enough sentences have been written, the paper is unfolded and the entire story is read. It's usually very silly and doesn't make sense. Have a pizza party. Everyone loves pizza, right? Use your time indoors to have a pizza party with your family, but don't make it boring. Don't make them round. Don't make them normal. Be creative. Give each person their own piece of dough and encourage them to make whatever shape they want. If it's winter, they can make a snowman. If it's near Valentine's Day, they can make hearts. Encourage everyone to use their imagination. Let them choose from a variety of toppings as well. You can have the traditional toppings like pepperoni and sausage, as well as more unique toppings like barbecue sauce. Your family may also enjoy creating a dessert pizza using something sweet for the sauce and fruit toppings. As you make the pizzas, play Italian music in the background. You'll feel like you're in an authentic Italian pizzeria. Do an indoor camp out. Just because you're stuck inside doesn't mean you can't still go camping. You just have to be a little creative. If you have a tent and enough space to set it up indoors, set it up. If you don't have a tent, you can create a tent of sorts by placing blankets over chairs, building a fort like we talked about earlier. Have a special camping dinner to further the feeling of actually camping. If you can, spread out a blanket and eat on it next to the tent. To top off the meal, make s'mores in your oven for dessert. If you have a fireplace, light a fire and gather everyone around it. If you don't have a fireplace, you can light a few candles instead. While you're gathered around the fire, tell stories or sing songs. As you prepare to sleep, play soothing nature sounds. There are dozens of apps with nature sounds that you can use. Try to choose a soothing sound that will help everyone relax. We have many waterfall and river ASMRs on our Living Coast to Coast YouTube channel. Finish the camp out the next morning with a hearty breakfast like eggs or pancakes. Put on a puppet show. Kids love to perform, be silly, and be the center of attention. A puppet show allows them to do all three. Plus, it engages their creativity and imagination. There are loads of different ways to make puppets. Even something as simple as a sock or paper bag works great. Encourage your kids to give each puppet a unique personality with a different name, voices, jobs, and accents. You can even challenge them to create a small backstory for each puppet. Once the puppets are created, you can give your kids simple scenes to act out, like going to the grocery store, eating in a restaurant, walking a dog. After everyone is comfortable with their puppets, start giving sillier, more ridiculous scenes, such as a friendly alien encounter, a circus act gone wrong, running from escaped animals at the zoo, meeting a friendly ghost. Encourage everyone to be free and loose, letting their imaginations flow freely. Learn about new locations. You and your family can explore new locations even while cooped up inside. Start by picking a place you would like to know more about. Go online, print off a bunch of pictures from that place, and then have your kids glue those pictures to poster board or cardboard. Then look up facts about each picture. For example, say you choose Italy for your country and printed a picture of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Find a fun fact about the tower and have your kids write that fact next to the picture. If you want to go further, explore other aspects of your chosen location. Listen to traditional music or try to make a recipe from that area. You can even use an app like Duolingo to learn a bit of the language. You can entertain your kids while also teaching them about geography and other cultures. Go on a treasure hunt. Choose a treasure that your kids will love, like their favorite candy. Hide the treasure out of sight, ensure that it can be easily found. Then create a series of clues that will eventually lead to the treasure. Clue 1 leads to Clue 2, which leads to Clue 3, and final clue leading to the treasure. Depending on the age of your children, you can either use written clues or pictures. For example, if you hide a clue in the refrigerator, you could write, "It keeps your food cold," or you could draw a picture of the refrigerator. Do a challenge. Everyone loves a good challenge. When you're confronted with a challenge, your motivation increases. You want to rise to the occasion and set yourself apart. You want to prove to yourself and others that you are able to overcome difficulty. Almost any activity can be turned into a challenge that you and your family can do together. Do your kids need to burn off some energy? Do a jumping jack challenge to see who can do 100. Need to get your house in order? Challenge your family to clean up the rooms in under 5 minutes. A simple act of giving your family members a challenge will grab their attention and move them to action. When life gives you lemons, being indoors doesn't mean you can't have fun. You just need to look outside the box a bit. If you're creative, you can really find all sorts of enjoyable things to do while inside. We talked about a number of activities both for adults and families. They're all listed here. There are now more indoor activities to do than ever before. 30 years ago, there was no internet. Smartphones didn't exist, and Netflix wasn't even an idea. Now we have entire worlds available to us at the touch of a button. Movies, music, workouts, virtual tours are all ours for the taking. Avoid thinking being stuck indoors is a prison sentence. Think of it as an opportunity to explore new worlds, do new things, and connect with the people who mean the most to you. Thank you for being a part of this workshop. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already.